Right now on Good Morning America, first look, First Lady Melania Trump's unexpected speech about sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. Her remarks taking the White House by surprise. Survivors of Epstein's abuse now responding.
Another close call involving a passenger jet at a major U.S. airport, crossing paths with a truck on the ground.
The fragile ceasefire being tested in the Middle East. The questions being raised about the Strait of Hormuz, critical to help bring down gas prices here at home.
A consumer alert. The backlash over high concert ticket prices. Now, word of a settlement.
New details about the Michigan mother missing in the Bahamas. Her husband under arrest. What his lawyer is now saying about what happened in the water.
Fertility rates now hitting a record low, why fewer women are having babies.
Countdown to splashdown. The Artemis crew is coming home today. You might be surprised what they're looking forward to eating when they get back.
And making way for a smoother commute, the high-tech effort on the road to make potholes disappear.
From ABC News, this is Good Morning America, First Look.
Good Friday morning, everyone. I'm Sophie Flay. And I'm Hannah Batal. We begin with First Lady Melania Trump's unexpected speech about the investigation into sex offender Jeffrey Epstein.
Overnight, we learned the First Lady's remarks took the White House by surprise, and survivors of Epstein's abuse are responding.
This morning, new reaction to First Lady Melania Trump's unprecedented speech, denying she had any relationship with sex offender Jeffrey Epstein.
I never been friends with Epstein. Donald and I were invited to the same parties as Epstein from time to time. To be clear, I never had a relationship with Epstein or his accomplice, Maxwell.
The First Lady addressing the email she exchanged with convicted sex trafficker Ghislaine Maxwell.
My email reply to Maxwell cannot be categorized as anything more than casual correspondence.
Sources say White House officials were caught off guard by the First Lady's address, some asking why she was commenting on Epstein now. One source says there was discussion among people close to the First Lady about whether she should have addressed the issue, given that the public outcry over the Epstein files has subsided. President Trump in recent months has dismissed the scandal.
I think it's really time for the country to get onto something else, really.
But now, the First Lady is calling for congressional hearings for Epstein's victims.
Each and every woman should have her day to tell her story in public if she wishes, and then her testimony should be permanently entered into the congressional record. Then, and only then, we will have the truth.
A group of Epstein survivors now responding, accusing the First Lady of shifting the burden onto survivors rather than pushing for accountability. Writing, survivors of Jeffrey Epstein have already shown extraordinary courage by coming forward, filing reports, and giving testimony. Asking more of them now is a deflection of responsibility, not justice, and claiming the Trump administration has still not fully complied with the Epstein Files Transparency Act. Some critics also demanding testimony from now former Attorney General Pam Bondi, the Justice Department saying, now that Bondi has been fired, she's no longer required to appear for a deposition in the House Epstein investigation.
As for the speech yesterday, President Trump told a reporter he did not know what the First Lady planned to say.
The FAA investigating a close call for a passenger plane and two trucks on the tarmac in Los Angeles. The Front Airlines jet was taxiing on the runway at LAX when the pilot had to slam on the brakes. The pilot is heard telling the tower that the trucks cut him off. No one was hurt. The incident comes just weeks after two pilots died when a plane hit a fire truck at LaGuardia Airport. We turn now to the fragile ceasefire being tested in the Middle East. Questions surrounding Iran's claim that the Strait of Hormuz is open, a critical issue affecting oil and gas prices. ABC's Olivia Rubin has the details. Olivia, good morning.
Hannah, good morning. Peace talks between the U.S. and Iran begin tomorrow in Pakistan, but President Trump now raising new questions about whether Iran is keeping its end of the deal.
This morning, all eyes on the Strait of Hormuz, days after the ceasefire with Iran that was built around its reopening. The Iranians say the strait is open, but they say ships must coordinate with them to pass. Only a handful got through yesterday, hundreds of others still not moving. President Trump writing, there are reports that Iran is charging fees to tankers going through the Hormuz Strait. They better not be, and if they are, they better stop now. But earlier this week, Trump told ABC's Jonathan Karl plans for a toll were being considered, and he said we're thinking of doing it as a joint venture. Passage through the vital waterway was free before the war, and Iran did little to police it. Meanwhile, Israel and Lebanon might be one step closer to reaching their own ceasefire. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu agreeing to hold talks in the coming days. A source says President Trump told Netanyahu to scale back his attacks on Iran-backed Hezbollah. Officials in Lebanon say hundreds have been killed this week alone. Iran claims Lebanon was part of the U.S. ceasefire, but the U.S. denies that.
If Iran wants to let this negotiation fall apart in a conflict where they were getting hammered over Lebanon, which has nothing to do with them and which the United States never once said was part of the ceasefire, that's ultimately their choice.
Back in Washington, Democrats are pushing to vote on a war powers resolution that would require congressional approval for any future military actions. It's not expected to pass the Republican-led Senate, and at least one Democrat already saying he'll join Republicans in rejecting it.
We have to stand our military to allow them to accomplish, the goals of epic fury. Every single thing Iran done is an entire war crime. Now, we are the force of good in the world.
Now, Vice President Vance will lead those peace talks in Pakistan tomorrow, and now the State Department saying they're planning a meeting next week to discuss a ceasefire in Lebanon. Hannah.
Olivia, thanks. A new warning about artificial intelligence and cyber attacks. Federal officials are now urging banks to prepare. The Treasury Secretary and the Federal Reserve Chairman met with the bank CEOs this week, warning about the risk posed by Anthropic's new AI model. Anthropic held off releasing the new model to the public, fearing hackers could cause chaos.
A settlement has been reached amid the backlash over pricey concert tickets. StubHub will be refunding some customers after agreeing to pay $10 million to settle a deceptive advertising case. It was accused of not disclosing all fees, but it did not admit any wrongdoing. Meanwhile, the monopoly trial of Live Nation and Ticketmaster is wrapping up, with the jury set to deliberate.
Countdown to splashdown. The crew of the Artemis II is coming home today. A dangerous journey re-entering Earth's atmosphere. You might be surprised what the astronauts are looking forward to when they get back.
The Artemis II crew is just hours from one of the most dangerous parts of their mission, returning to Earth.
It's in my head about an hour and a half of things that have to go right. They're coming home pretty fast.
Today, the Orion spacecraft will separate from the service module that's been powering it. Orion's heat shield will protect the capsule from temperatures up to 5,000 degrees. As Orion enters Earth's atmosphere, it'll travel nearly 24,000 miles per hour. Then parachutes will deploy, slowing down the spacecraft as it splashes down tonight off Southern California. The astronauts will then be brought to a Navy ship where they requested one thing in particular be waiting for them.
The biggest request that they had was uncrusted sandwiches.
As they anticipate those crustless sandwiches, they're packing up and pausing to reflect on their historic trip around the moon.
This is just the beginning, and there's nothing that we can't accomplish when we pull all of our differences together, not in spite of them, but when we pull them together and we work on something big for the good of everyone.
As Orion hurtles toward the Earth, the University of Pittsburgh will be one of 8 universities selected by NASA to help track its path. Students will use equipment to capture the spacecraft's radio signal to see where it is and how fast it's moving.
It's so gratifying to see the students accomplish this very cool task of, can we track and see, so to speak, the astronauts as they travel back and forth to the moon.
ABC News will bring you live coverage of the astronauts' return tonight, beginning at 7:30 Eastern.
Now let's check your Friday forecast.
Good morning. Cold front today from the Midwest into the interior Northeast. Just some showers that'll get to the I-95 corridor tonight. Showers over Northern California, but looks like it's not going towards Southern California. We should be in good shape for splashdown this evening. Just a few patchy clouds and rain showers we'll watch, but we should fill this criteria and splashdown should be a go. Unfortunately, more flooding across parts of Hawaii. A flood watch continues. Several inches of rain will continue. This even more as we go into next week. Otherwise, big severe weather outbreak will be over the middle of the country next week. We'll be watching it. That's your forecast. I'm ABC News senior meteorologist Lee Goldberg. Have a great weekend.
Coming up, the fertility rate hits a record low, why fewer women are having babies.
But first, what we're learning about the Michigan mother missing in the Bahamas. Her husband now under arrest, and the voicemail he left.
And later, a wild shot at the Masters was in the bag. Back now with a brazen smash and grab robbery in New Jersey. A mother and daughter trying to fight off robbers who burst into their jewelry store, shattering display cases. They got away with an estimated $1 million worth in merchandise. The mother suffered bruises. No weapons were used.
The husband arrested after the disappearance of a Michigan woman in the Bahamas is heartbroken. That's according to his lawyer. 59-year-old Brian Hooker told police his wife Lynette fell off their small boat in bad weather and got swept away. A friend who texted Brian after the incident is raising questions about Brian's story, saying Brian and Lynette were experienced sailors. Lynette's daughter says the couple's marriage was troubled. A police report details an alleged domestic incident in 2015 where Lynette was taken into custody. Brian's lawyer is urging people not to jump to conclusions.
He's heartbroken. And then to be arrested while assisting the police with their investigation. It is very traumatic for him. He fell off the boat because the weather was so bad, and they had to rescue him. He has a laceration, an injury, bruising on his knee.
Brian Hooker has not been charged with any crime.
We turn now to fewer women having babies. In fact, the fertility rate has hit a record low. Here's ABC's Andrea Fujii.
It's an undeniable trend. Fewer Americans are having babies. Just over 3.6 million were born in the U.S. last year. Sounds like a lot, but that's down 23% from back in 2007.
It's everything from less unintended teen pregnancies, that's a good thing, to women possibly having more kids later in life, to a whole other sort of social factors such as anxiety about the world and the cost to have children. All of it put together is likely why there are declining fertility rates, not only in the United States, but worldwide.
Women are waiting longer to have babies. Birth rates are rising among women in their 30s and 40s, but experts say not fast enough to replace births from younger women.
There's many reasons people are delaying childbirth. Part of it is people are getting married later. People are more career driven. It's also less affordable now to not work.
But fewer children born overall means a declining population, raising concern about the labor force and wider economy.
I'll be known as the fertilization president, and that's okay. That's not bad.
To address the issue, the Trump administration has unveiled Trump accounts, investment accounts for children born after January 1st last year that come with a $1,000 government contribution. New York's mayor just announced his new attempt to help parents, free full-day daycare for preschoolers in high-need neighborhoods.
Holding down a 9-to-5 and managing pickup and drop-off at a traditional 3 p.m. time can be unmanageable. We see parents who are forced to either miss important work obligations, reduce work hours, or shell out for secondary childcare.
Some analysts worry about falling birth rates' impact on Social Security. Fewer Americans working means fewer Americans paying into the system. Sophie, Hannah.
Andrea, thanks. Coming up, tough times at the post office. How much a stamp could soon cost?
Also ahead, has it become too expensive to watch football games? The new federal investigation into the NFL.
Back now with alarm bells for the famous emperor penguins of Antarctica. Their species has been declared endangered. They rely on sea ice to raise their chicks, and climate change could cause their population to drop dramatically.
The Postal Service says it's running low on cash, so it wants to raise the price for stamps. It wants to raise the price by 4 cents to 82. It also wants to pause contributions to postal workers' pension plans. Both proposals need approval from regulators.
The National Football League is facing a federal investigation. At issue, what it costs fans to watch the games at home.
This morning, the NFL is responding to a Justice Department investigation into whether the league, with its various TV deals, is violating anti-competitive practices, making it more expensive for fans to enjoy the game. A law back in 1961 gave the NFL an exemption from antitrust rules that allow all of its teams to act as one giant company to sell their TV rights. But critics, including many on social media, argue times have changed.
The only catch was these games had to be free on over-the-air broadcast TV. But over the past few months, the Department of Justice was like, what?
The league has faced criticism over the rising cost and complexity of watching games across cable, satellite, and streaming. It currently has contracts with at least 5 networks and streaming services. The NFL responding saying, with over 87% of our games on free broadcast television, including 100% of games in the markets of the competing teams, the NFL has for decades put our fans front and center.
You don't want big market teams negotiating directly with Apple and Amazon or whatever else, right? Because then that pinches Jacksonville or Phoenix, smaller market cities.
Meanwhile, another trend across all sports is getting attention of lawmakers in Washington. The NFL is among 5 sports leagues being pressed by Congress for information about their relationships with sports betting companies.
Chances to live bet from the first down to the final whistle.
Senator Richard Blumenthal writing to the heads of the NFL and other leagues saying, sports betting apps are driving increased rates of addiction, bankruptcy, anxiety, depression, and substance abuse. The senator requesting information on data sharing partnerships.
Experts have warned modern sports gambling can be more addictive, especially to younger people.
Coming up, a new effort on the road to make potholes disappear.
Plus, the soon-to-be new dad who got help from air traffic control to get home in time. Time to check the pulse. We begin with some high-tech help to get rid of potholes.
Yeah, so Waymo and Waze are teaming up for this. The robo-taxi company and the navigation app are collecting data about potholes from their cars. They're offering it then to cities so that they can repair the roads much faster.
It's happening in Austin, Atlanta, LA, Phoenix, and San Francisco, with more cities expected.
Great idea.
Yeah. Next, researchers say just a short break from social media could go a long way to helping your brain.
Got my attention. A new study found just 2 weeks without internet access on your phone can be the equivalent to reversing a decade of age-related cognitive decline. They say it's even more effective than some clinical treatments. Next, the pilot rushing home for his son's birth.
He lives in Charlotte, North Carolina, but Cody Bird was in Kentucky when his wife went into labor. He was able to hop on a flight, but he needed help from air traffic control to make it home in time, and he got it.
Hey, we got somebody who's on board. His wife is in labor. Can we get her around Piedmont?
Yeah, man. We can do that.
Oh, it was amazing. It was great.
I think that one little thing that they did really did make all the difference.
Cody made it to the hospital just in time for his son Baker's birth. Next, talk about accuracy at the Masters.
So a tee shot went a little wide left and landed in a woman's bag. They marked where it would have been if that bag wasn't there.
No penalty stroke. He made par.
Very impressive.
Very.
Cool story for that woman who was there.
Yeah. Top headlines next. Checking more top stories, a sheriff's deputy in Central California was shot and killed serving an eviction notice at a home in Porterville. Officials say the suspect opened fire when deputies arrived and was later killed. The fallen deputy leaves behind a wife and baby.
President Trump is accusing Iran of doing a poor job of allowing ships through the Strait of Hormuz, but the shaky ceasefire is still holding for now as Vice President Vance heads to Pakistan tomorrow for direct talks with Iran. Meanwhile, as oil prices rise, American Airlines and Alaska Airlines are the latest carriers to raise baggage fees.
Today, a panel of judges will hear arguments on whether President Trump's new tariffs are legal. 24 states are among the plaintiffs, arguing Trump does not have the authority to impose 10% tariffs after a recent Supreme Court ruling.
Today's weather: rain on the west coast and from the southwest down to Florida, and rain from the plains over to New England. And finally, the ultimate trip for a Frank Sinatra superfan.
He made a long trip for a special visit.
82-year-old Jim Moyer, all the way from Dundee, Scotland, is holding the Frank Sinatra microphone.
Can't believe it.
The Sinatra superfan got the opportunity after writing to Capitol Records 3 years ago. His wife Gladys, of 62 years, suggested the idea.
She said to me, Jimmy, when I die, why don't you write to Capitol Records and see if they would let you come over and tour the building.
This was a conversation Jim and Gladys had in the months before she passed away from breast cancer in 2023.
She was the love of my life. She was marvelous, a marvelous woman.
Jim kept his promise, but not before becoming a viral sensation on his plane ride over. He sat next to Jenna Goldsack, who posted about Jim's wife and his reason for the trip with the words, "losing it," which now has nearly 4 million views on TikTok. They met up for lunch in LA.
When we sat at lunch, he was like, "Can you show me TikTok, please?" And just seeing the comments, and he's like, "Is this normal? Like, do you usually get this amount of views?" I'm like, "No, Jim, this is all for you."
Jim saw all 3 of Frank Sinatra's stars on the Hollywood Walk of Fame and got that tour of Capitol Records, seeing a recording studio the My Way singer used and becoming emotional when he held the mic.
When I was 28 years old, Sinatra got me. I've been a lifelong. I can't thank you guys enough for this.
But thanks to Jenna's video, the unlikely friends got another chance to see some Sinatra history.
We've had a message since saying someone has got Frank's baby grand piano in their house. Would we like to come and see it?
Spoiler alert, here's Jim with the baby grand piano.
So sweet. He said during his trip to LA, he was just thinking about his wife the entire time.
So sweet. She encouraged him to do it, and that he made it happen.
He made it happen after all those years.
I love it. That's your Good Morning America First Look.
Have a great weekend.